Why successful people ignore warning signs. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to the Sacred Man Experience podcast. I'm Imran Muhammad, aka the Pattern Interrupter. Here we speak about the journey of manhood through the lens of faith, how to be strong but also soft, how to lead but also to listen. Today I want to talk about something that has fascinated me for years. Why do intelligent people ignore warning signs? Not foolish people, not reckless people, not people who lack education. Intelligent people, capable people, successful people, people who can build businesses, manage teams, raise families, and navigate complex challenges. Why do they often fail to see the very thing that later causes their downfall? Over the years, through coaching, rehabilitation work, prison chaplaincy, behavioral change work, and countless conversations with individuals from very different backgrounds, I've noticed something. Human beings rarely collapse without warning. There are usually signs. The challenge is that we become experts at explaining those signs away. We become experts at negotiation, not with other people, with ourselves. We tell ourselves, I'm just tired, it's only temporary, things will settle down soon, I can stop whenever I want. It's not that bad. And perhaps the most dangerous sentence of all, I've got this under control. Today I want to explore why we do this. Because if you understand denial, you understand a large part of human behavior. Let's begin with a story. Some years ago, I worked with an individual who appeared successful by every external measure. He had a respectful career, he was financially comfortable, people respected him. If you looked at his life from the outside, you would probably assume everything was fine. Yet, privately, cracks had begun to appear. His sleep was deteriorating. His stress levels were increasing. His family relationships were becoming strained. His temper was becoming shorter. His health was suffering. People close to him could see it. His wife could see it. His children could see it. His colleagues could see it. But he couldn't. Or perhaps more accurately, he wouldn't. Whenever concerns were raised, there was an explanation from him. Whenever evidence appeared, there was a justification. Whenever somebody challenged him, there was a reason. And this is what fascinated me. The issue wasn't lack of intelligence. No. The issue was emotional attachment. Because once we become attached to a behavior, a lifestyle, an identity, or a pattern, objectivity becomes difficult. The mind begins protecting the behavior, not because it is healthy, but because it is familiar. And familiarity feels safe. Pause and think about that for a moment. Many people are not protecting their well-being. They're protecting their habits, even when those habits are hurting them. Now, let's go a little deeper in this. One of the reasons people ignore warning signs is because consequences are often delayed. If every unhealthy decision produced an immediate consequence, most people would change quickly. But life doesn't work like that. The poor decision today may not reveal its cost for months or years. An unhealthy relationship may take years to break down. A destructive habit may take years to reveal itself. Burnout may take years to arrive. Addiction often develops gradually. The gap between cause and consequence creates a dangerous illusion. We assume there is no problem because we cannot yet see the outcome. But the outcome is already forming. Another observation from my work: many high performing people become victims of their previous success. They begin to believe that because they have solved previous problems, they can solve any problem later. They tell themselves, when it becomes serious, I'll deal with it. The difficulty is that by the time it becomes serious, the damage is often sustainable, substantial. Relationships have deteriorated, trust has eroded, health has declined, patterns have become deeply ingrained. And then comes the painful question: how did I get here? The answer is really one catastrophic decision. The answer is usually hundreds of ignored signals, hundreds of opportunities to pause, hundreds of opportunities to reflect, hundreds of opportunities to change direction. Now, let me tell you something I witnessed repeatedly. The warning signs are often emotional before they become practical. People start feeling disconnected, restless, irritable, anxious, empty. But rather than investigating those feelings, they distract themselves. More work, more scrolling, more food, more spending, more achievement, more busyness. Anything except sitting quietly with the truth. Because the truth can be uncomfortable. And yet, transformation always begins with truth, not motivation, not inspiration. Truth. The willingness to say something isn't right, something needs attention, something must change. That level of honesty requires courage, and courage is often misunderstood. Many people think courage is facing external challenges, but some of the greatest courage I've ever witnessed was internal. People willing to confront themselves, people willing to admit, I am part of the problem. I have been avoiding this. I have been pretending. I have been rationalizing. And now I'm ready to face reality. That is where change begins. Not in a seminar, not in a book, not in a motivational quote, in truth. So, what do we do? Let me give you 3 practical questions. Question 1: what concern has been raised repeatedly by people who genuinely care about you? You've avoided that question. Give attention to it. What concern has been raised repeatedly by people who genuinely care about you? Question 2: what area of my life am I constantly explaining away? What area of my life am I constantly explaining away? And the third question, if nothing changes, where will this path take me in 5 years? Think about this. If nothing changes, where will this destructive path take me in 5 years? Those three questions alone can change a life. As we begin to close today's episode, I want you to remember something. Your greatest risk is not ignorance. Your greatest risk is knowing and choosing not to act. Knowing there's a problem, knowing there is a warning, knowing there is a consequence, and convincing yourself there is still time. Maybe there is, maybe there isn't. The wise person doesn't wait to find out. The wise person responds while there is still an opportunity to change direction. So today, take a few moments. Be honest. Reflect. What warning signs are you currently ignoring? What conversations are you avoiding? What truth have you been postponing? Because the issue isn't whether the signs exist. The issue is whether we are willing to see them. Thank you for joining me on the Sacred Man Experience podcast. Until next time, stay aware, stay honest, and continue becoming the person you were created to be. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.